It's been too long since we've talked about Fourth Wing. Today we're gonna fix it. A while back I did a tier ranking video for tropes, specifically in romance, and I wanted to do something similar today by ranking the characters in Fourth Wing. Place your bets now on the most hated character on this list. We will be covering both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. If you have not read Iron Flame, there will be spoilers in this, and then safe to say, there will be Fourth Wing spoilers. If you have not read your appropriate books yet, please exit stage left and then come back when you're ready. Let's dive right in. So, these are our tiers. First is jail. You can probably guess who belongs in jail, but this is the lowest of the low. The characters I would probably fight on sight. Not literally though. I am delicate and breakable. Next up is Nar. Clear, Nar.
Arnar. The condensation. Emma. Arnar, Clear. Emma!
These are the people who don't necessarily belong in jail, but jail adjacent. They need to be put in a pack and play so we can watch them, because I don't trust them. Here, Tairn giving you side-eye. Tairn could give you side-eye for multiple reasons. This could be whether he just kind of suspicious of you, or is I don't know if I like you yet. And I feel like that is a good middle ground. Next is Bestie.
Hey, bestie.
We have plenty of great characters here that would be the best friends. And so that is what the bestie tier is for. Wing leader. This is the best of the best. The people who I think are the best characters and or should get maybe their own spin-off novella. Oh, poor Fabine. Maple, I'm filming. So, those are our tiers. And first up, we have Sawyer. I feel like I personally don't know him well enough. I did, however, love him with Jesinia. It's just kind of upsetting that we're not going to get more from him, which is why I'm going to put him in side eye. I'm not close enough with him to put him in bestie tier. Next up is Xaden. I feel like Tairn would give him side eye. But this man is quite literally a wing leader, and obviously on every person's book boyfriend list. So he will be going in wing leader. Jesinia, I love her. I could read a whole book about Jesinia. I think there's so much there. And she just seems so sweet. She's such a nice friend to Violet. She is going to bestie. Sgaeyl. Sgaeyl scares me. If I knew her, or a human with her personality in real life, I think I would just be so incredibly intimidated. But I also feel like she has that personality of we're going to get this done no matter what. I feel like she has a lot of rage that can be channeled into a good cause. And just generally because I feel like she's going to kick some butt in this next book, she will be going to wing leader with Xaden. Obviously, these two cannot be separated or she will incinerate you, so that makes sense. Kat may go straight to jail. I think she's going to end up being important. I just hated her in this, and we weren't meant to like her. Xaden's ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance, we're not supposed to like her, but she was so unnecessarily rude. The worst. And I know that she had just a slight tiny bit of redemption, and Violet has managed to move past it. But overall, I am not a fan of the girl. Jack Barlow may also go to jail. I don't know if I can zoom in on this picture for you. Not that much, but look at how creepy he is. That is the skin of a killer, Bella. Look at those eyes. I had a hard time picturing Jack, I guess. A lot of these characters, it's very hit or miss for me sometimes with series of whether I can just truly get a amazing picture of a character or if I have a very hard time picturing them. And in this book, I didn't really have a good grasp of, I would say, half the characters. And Jack Barlow kind of fell into that camp where I was I thought he had dark hair and just was in general a menace, but I don't think he has any type of redeeming quality. I think he's gonna end up being much more of a villain than he's been in the past two books. I think he's got some serious stuff planned for us in book 3, and I think he's gonna do it in a sneaky way, because at the end of Iron Flame, when he was talking to Xaden about oh, we are brothers, blah 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 blah, this guy's gonna be horrible, and for that I wish we could put him in jail. I wish he hadn't even come back, let's be honest. Next up is Andarna. If you saw any of my past videos about Fourth Wing, you know that I think Andarna is the cutest, and her teenage rebellion phase was so funny to me. I love her so much. This picture is exactly how I imagined her in Fourth Wing when she pops out and it's just a little baby golden dragon. I imagine her as a golden retriever of a dragon. I think moving forward, we have a lot more books in this series, and I think as Andarna grows and progresses, she's going to become more of a fighter and really intense. But right now, like, I could not ever put Andarna at wing leader. That makes zero sense to my brain. I don't know if I should have named this Tairn giving you side eye, because I feel like Tairn only gives Andarna side eye. But to me, I feel like she is bestie. I love her so much. Rhiannon, she is so funny. I loved Rhiannon this entire series. Like, from the moment we met her, I was like, this is gonna be one of our, like, good friends in this series. And she has proven to be, like, incredibly loyal and kind and supportive. I feel like she obviously goes to bestie. In the last book, she and Violet, one of my favorite scenes was when Violet came back and she had that, like, contraband dagger on her or something, and she was looking at Rhiannon and there were all these, like, leaders. She's like, gives her, like, the best friend telecommunication of, like, there is something on me that I should not have. And Rhiannon took care of it. Even though they're in such intense situations, that's such a best friend thing to do. And so I'm gonna put her in bestie. Tairn. Tairn goes to wing leader. Are you kidding? This man is like, he is running the show as far as I'm concerned. I love Tairn so much, and I know the theory that I unfortunately think is correct about Sgaeyl and Tairn dying. If that turns out to be true, I will, like, would I keep reading the series? If Tairn dies, I would consider not finishing the series. Bodhi. Okay, let's talk about Bodhi, because I feel like, upon reading the books, I don't know if I just maybe skimmed over his character or I just sort of chalked him up to, like, comedic relief or whatever, but there was an interview with Rebecca Yarros, and she was talking about, like, her favorite characters, and she said that, like, Bodhi was one of her favorites, and she's like, and you don't even know why yet. Which leads me to believe that we're gonna get a lot more of this guy in book 3, and that we're gonna love him. And I don't want to, like, put him too high without knowing exactly what she's talking about, but I mean, he's already Xaden's confidant, and he is funny, and I do love myself a comedic relief character. So I'm gonna put him in bestie as well. Imogen, this entire series have given Imogen side eye, and I feel like Tairn would too. I really like her character now. At first, obviously, we were very much against her. She was, like, the meanest person ever. Once Xaden got Violet to train with her, and we sort of saw that she's not necessarily, like, a bad person or a mean person. She's just intense, and she's very blunt, and she's not gonna, like, sugarcoat things for you. So I'm just gonna put her in side eye. Sloane, okay. Sloane annoyed me so much in Iron Flame. So much. I don't know if people are, like, fans of Sloane or not. I haven't seen that much, I guess, discourse around her character. Like, she's Liam's sister. Obviously, we all love Liam. But, like, when she showed up and she was so mean to Violet and she was just, like, annoying the whole time. Obviously, she's not evil and she clearly helps us out later. But, like, I'm putting her in Nor. She can go in the pack and play. She's a child anyways. Brannon, side eye. I don't know about Brannon. I think he and Naolin were a couple, and Brennan is not telling us stuff about him. I think Brennan's on our side. I hesitate to fully trust him, which is annoying. Mira. With Mira, I don't know. Whereas I think that Brennan is on our side, I don't think Mira's on our side. I think she's gonna be the traitor in our midst. Like, when we meet her, Violet hasn't seen her for years. That's a long time to be, like, indoctrinated into something. In my book, right now, she is not nearly as bad as Jack Barlow. She has the opportunity to be far worse, and I feel like she's gonna take that opportunity, but as we are not there yet, she will also go in Nar. Liam. Obviously, we all love Liam. His death scene in the first book was really rough. I don't care what Rebecca Yarros says about, like, oh, people aren't coming back, whatever. Liam was there during her hallucinations. I go back and forth because sometimes I am so confident that it was his true ghost, like, this man is coming back somehow. And then other times I'm like, yeah, it was just a hallucination. If someone was truly gone, I just feel like we wouldn't have talked to him so much. We wouldn't have talked about him so much. So, I mean, maybe it was just because, like, we had Sloane there, but obviously I'm gonna put him in bestie. He did talk Violet through that torture chamber situation, which that was a rough scene. Dane. I know that this is Sgaeyl, but Sgaeyl is Dane and Dane is Sgaeyl. This is the same man. I know that theoretically Dane is good. Now, when we were in the torture chamber and Varrish wanted Dane to touch Violet's face and get, like, her information and stuff like that to find out what had happened during the battle, Dane was going to do it, and then he kind of has, like, a very rigid code of ethics. And at Basgaeth, like, you can't do stuff like that or something when someone's injured. And at that point, Violet was injured. And so he didn't do that. And then, like, over time, he realized that like sort of like he was on the wrong side, and I think his dad is on the wrong side, and so Dane is theoretically on our side, but I don't trust it. He and Violet are still trying to like rekindle their friendship. Dane, I think he's still in love with her. I don't see him not being in love with Violet, and that is already like kind of like I don't know about him. I'm gonna put him in Noir with Mira and Sloane just because I could see him being a major betrayal as well. Because he and Mira both seem to have like very strong, at least to them, their moral compass. I think they're probably pointed in the wrong direction because they've been misled or brainwashed or whatever, because I think it would be easy for Dane's dad to pull him back. I think Dane would end up choosing his dad over Violet, if I'm remembering their relationship correctly. But overall, yeah, I don't trust Dane. I don't like that he's hanging out with us. Nar. General Sorrengail. I think I'm gonna put her in side eye because obviously like she sacrificed herself for Violet. Clearly she loved her daughter, but because we didn't see that love for like such a long time, and then when we did, it felt sudden to me. And I said that in my Iron Flame, I think, review video, and it was like split comments of people who were like, I could see that coming, like she just has a hard exterior, and then other people who were like, yeah, this felt like a flip to me. I'll put her in side eye. Varrish is straight to jail. He tortured Violet. He cannot be anywhere but jail. I'm pretty sure this man was a venin. For sure. His dragon had that rancid breath thing that happens when you're bonded with a venin and all that stuff. Like he was 100% a venin walking among us, which is why I don't trust like half the people that we see in these books, because I'm like, you could just be like a venin that hasn't fully physically started to look like a venin, if that makes sense. Yes, there is the redness around the eyes, but it seems quite subtle when you're at the beginning of being a venin, and then as you pull more and more power, then it becomes a little more noticeable, I guess. Because the venin we were fighting at the end of Fourth Wing, they looked almost inhuman. Like they didn't look like us. But then we meet Jack Barlow, and then we see Xaden, and like we're walking around with these venin, and it's not weird. Like it's weird because they're venin, but not weird, and like this is a different species of person. Last of all, we have Violet. I feel like she also belongs in Wing Leader, but also belongs in Bestie. I feel like she could go either way. I think she has a lot of growing to do in the next couple books, but I do think at the end of the day, like she is going to be so incredibly powerful. She's gonna belong in Wing Leader. So these are our rankings. Please let me know if you agree. If there are any characters that I missed that should have been on this list. Let me know what you think about Mira and Dane and their potential of being traitors. I think we're still a while off from Onyx Storm. When does that release? January? Just kidding. It's like around the corner. When did Iron Flame come out? I feel like I just read it. It came out a year ago. Time has no meaning. So I guess it's almost Onyx Storm time. Like 4 months. That's gonna pass by so quickly. We are very close to the release of Onyx Storm. Also, I don't think we've gotten much word about the TV show for Fourth Wing. They should give it to HBO. Personal opinion. I don't even watch Game of Thrones, and I know that as far as like the dragons and the vibes, they did a really good job, and I want them to do a good job with this TV show. Please like this video if you liked it. Click subscribe if you want to talk about more book stuff. My name's Caitlin. Thanks for watching. Bye.
No. No.
No, no, no.
No. No. No. No. No.
Oh, no.
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 Oh, no.